everyone, my name is Carey, and today I will be teaching you how to make your own personal DIY journal or sketchbook. Journaling is great for mental health, and this is a time to create your own personal sketchbook or journal and give yourself a safe space to let out your thoughts and emotions. This journal can be used to help with self-care, and it can be considered a healing space for yourself. This is lesson 1 in the series, The Art of Giving, Connecting with Others Through Art. And for the first few parts of this series, we will be focusing on giving to ourselves. Especially during this stressful time, it's very important to reduce that stress. For the first method, and I will be teaching you 2 methods today. For the first method, you need about 10 pieces of blank paper. It can be watercolor paper, sketchbook paper, printer paper, graphing paper, lined paper, or any combination of these. You will need a colored piece of paper or a piece of construction paper. You will also need a stapler and some decorating supplies, which can be markers, crayons, colored pencils, pens, or anything you find around the house. You'll take your 10 pieces of paper and fold each in half horizontally. And I would recommend folding each piece individually because it's much easier to be precise if you do that than to fold all 10 together at once. Journaling in itself is great for mental health because it's a place where you can let out all of your emotions and thoughts, whether good or bad. You can identify possible problems that may not have been as easily identified if it were not written down. Journaling lets you help understand your thoughts and feelings much more clearly. It can reduce stress and anxiety. It can help with depression as well. And there are many types of journaling. There are not just written journaling. There is visual journaling as well as bullet journaling. And those are very popular art forms as well that can help you identify your thoughts and emotions, can help you track habits, can help you track emotions. It can help you live a better life, keep track of goals, all of these things. It can be hard to start journaling and keep at it, but if you do, it can be tremendous to your mental health. Rearrange the folded paper by opening each piece of paper and placing another piece of paper inside it, and by the end of this process, it should look like a booklet. Then, take your piece of construction paper or colored paper and fold it in half horizontally as well. This will be your book cover. Place the folded colored piece of paper on the outside of the blank paper booklet and line it up, and then staple it 2 to 3 times near the edge of the paper. And lastly, take the time to decorate the front and back of your journal and really make it your own. And as you can see, this journal, the staples may not look the best, but it's sturdy, it's a journal, and it will work just fine. For the second method I'll be showing you, you need some colored paper or construction paper again. You need 10 sheets of any type of paper, once again, Actually, I would recommend using a few less sheets for this method. I have about 5 to 7. And you need a thumbtack, or I'm using a sewing pin, as well as 2 to 3 staples and some tape. And I'm using a glue stick, but you just need something to press those staples down, so something with a flat edge. And I didn't show it here in the video, but you may also need some scissors to cut the tape. So I already folded these. It's the same method as the first. You just fold them in half horizontally and then rearrange them to look like a booklet. After that, take a piece of paper or construction paper, fold it in half horizontally as well. This will be your book cover, and put the blank pieces of paper inside. Then flatten it out and turn it on the back side. And this crease is where we will put our staples. So first I measured out how large the staples were, and I marked that on both sides of the staple. And I did that to the other side as well. And then, although it's not easy to tell in the video, those little markings are very helpful, and that's where I poked through the needle, poked the sewing pin through. But be very careful not to hurt your fingers. It's never fun to be poked by sharp objects, so be very, very careful. I was very, very careful during this. And once you've poked 2 holes, get your staple, put it through, and I put the flat edge on the colored sheet. And it might take a moment or two to adjust it and get it right. Once you get the staple in, flip it to the other side and push down those 2 sharp pieces pointing out, and once again be very careful. I'm using the top end of a glue stick because it's a sharp edge, or it's a flat edge, and I just pushed the staples down, and it might also take a moment or two to get it down. And this is in part for safety, but again, be careful of your fingers. And then do the same steps on the other side. Where you mark the length of the staple, poke it through. Put in your staple, and again, this might take a few minutes. And once you put the staple in, just flatten it so you don't hurt yourself in the future. The last step is to take some tape, I'm using washi tape here, and add it to the middle of the journal where the staples are, just to have another safety barrier between fingers and sharp objects. And then I used some scissors to cut off the excess tape. flatten the book out again, and there it is. Thank you for joining me on this journey to making personalized sketchbook or journals today.